Thanks for staying with us. So today, Nigerians all over the world are angry about one thing, just one thing, Libya. We are angry from the bottom of our hearts because Libya maltreated and mistreated our own super eagles of Nigeria. They maltreated them. You know what they did? They made them stranded in an abandoned airport for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 15 hours. 15 hours they were stranded at this airport. The Nigerian embassy in Libya reportedly said they cannot intervene because they need permission from the authorities. Captain William Truss Ekong said the team will not play the game and they will make the they will not make the 3-hour bus ride from Abraq to Benina. They said that, first of all, the state is a bit of a high-risk state, and there's no way they're going to take a bus ride to Benina. That's one. Secondly, they believe that they chose not to, they said they dashed them the points because we'd rather go back home and know that we'll be safe than play in a country where we'll be mistreated. They even believe that the hotels or whatever it is they have for them will probably not be properly done because obviously they have no regard. So Nigerians and our president immediately has spoken through his spokesperson and said they must investigate that they were not, what they did was inhumane. But we'd like to open the phone lines to Nigerians to call in. What are your thoughts? Now, Libya, according to many also, they were in our country and we won that match, 1-0, and we got the point. So was this a kind of a beef? Were they angry or were they intentionally trying to disrupt the games? Or do you agree with others who are saying that CAF should actually suspend them? Please share your thoughts. You can call us on 081-0764-1679, 0902-416-3440. You can also tweet to us at TVC Connect. Please hashtag your view TVC so we can read the tweets. Who would like to start? Our super Eagles.
So for me, so this it reeks of disrespect, and it reeks of it reeks of the fact that you feel you can get away with it, you know. So there was no reason. This could have happened with a justifiable reason. Oh, the airport that you were meant to land, which is very close to where you are meant to play, there were issues at the airport, or we are worried about the risk of insecurity around the airport, so we are going to divert you. There wasn't any reason given. I also read somewhere that they gave special treatment to the pilot of the plane, who is a citizen of another country, to leave the airport. And they said, no, for Nigerians to leave that airport, they need the permission from their government. That's the Libyan government. And then they didn't get any response from the Libyan government for 15 hours. And the footballers now had to be sleeping on the bench, uncomfortable environment. So you now want that same person to go and play. Obviously, you want to demoralize him so that if he loses the match, you would get the point. But at what, you know, it's like when you speak bad about it's like when you speak bad about, how do I put it? You speak bad about someone before a game. You know, when you want to do basketball or for boxing, they'll be like, oh, say something that would hurt your opponent so that it will destabilize the person mentally and allow you an edge. This was a very, very bad move. And I am happy about the language with which the government has used to respond to it. It would be nice to hear from CAF as well. The recommendation of suspension, I think, is valid because there was no clear reason given. And Nigerians get disrespected a lot. I know people will say that, Nigerian government does not treat Nigerians well. That's why we are being disrespected around the country. But Nigerians are at the receiving end of disrespect. Across many countries, they just be like, oh, you're Nigerian, stay here. Or like we don't, you know, some other countries, when you just show up and you are, even if there's something wrong, they cannot treat you anyhow because they feel like I know the strength and the backing of your country would cause me crisis. But we have not seen that level of, you know, Giant of Africa supporting the citizens of Nigeria so that we will not be treated.
We'll come to that because
anyhow.
I was going to, the next part of the conversation was, what are we doing to put ourselves in this situation? You know, is that how we treat ourselves? They treat us outside. But let us come to that. Let me come to you first on your thoughts on this scenario.
So I think this whole thing reeks of sabotage, like she said, where you want to demoralize people before a game or before an examination so that they are prone to fail, right? And I like the response of the Nigerians with our motto for 2024. They did not forget. Super Eagles did not forget our 2024 motto, no grief for anybody. And so they refused, with that motto, 2024 motto, they refused to play and say, we are going back. But then, the value jet aircraft, before they left Nigeria, they already got clearance to the airport they were going to. They completed all immigration formalities. They refueled their aircraft. They knew where they were headed. Then before they wanted to land where they were supposed to land, they diverted them. And you know, my annoyance in this whole thing, apart from being inhumane, is the safety measures that were taken by the Libyan government or by the Libyan aviation sector. The pilot told the people that he does not have enough fuel. You did not care. You didn't put the human lives first. You didn't give that. You didn't prioritize that. They said, you said, you're diverting me. I'm telling you that I don't have enough fuel. I cannot do that. You're still insisting that I cannot land. I must land. So that alone, first of all, that airport, whoever condoned that the aviation, apart from the what they call it, the football, Libyan football, whatever, the aviation sector in Libya should be sanctioned because they put people's life at risk.
But even they have different reasons. It could be weather. It could be a possible terrorist act. There should be some reason for why you are diverting. So the stark disregard to tell us, why are you diverting? Then after diversion, what plans do you have to pick our players up almost immediately and bring them to Benghazi? But nothing was said. So 15 hours, that in itself. Do you know who we are? The giant of Africa.
How dare you?
Not golden eaglets, oh. Okay, not that you disrespect golden eaglets, but this is our super. No, this is so stark disrespect. I'm waiting to wait some callers to call in here. I'm waiting for a few of our comments on social media to hear their thoughts on this. Talk about, let me come to you.
So, the Libyan Football Federation had issued, there was a document that circulated. I cannot verify if the document is factual or not, but the document carried the fact that the statement by the Libya Football Federation regarding the match is that they are holding Nigeria responsible for that they're going to take legal actions against Nigerian football team
not showing up
for not playing against them. They said that even though the Libyan Football Federation clarifies that Nigeria counterpart did not cooperate with it in any way, whether regarding the first or second leg match, noting that the event beyond our control do not equal in a small part of the Libyan team that they were exposed to in the first leg of the match. So they are accusing Nigeria of what Nigeria did in the first leg. There wasn't detail of what they are accusing Nigeria did in the first leg. So maybe this is like a retaliation based on what they think Nigeria did in the first leg
maybe they were maltreated
match. Yes.
Nigeria. Okay, we'll wait for the report.
They wanted that because even at the airport, even when our own officials kept saying, okay, let's check outside to know if there's any boss or their bosses, there's a contingency plan. They didn't allow them go out. They were stopping on Okitpana. And then they told them, okay, the boss will be here in 10 minutes. 10 minutes got to 2 hours, 2 hours, 3 hours. And then that at the end of the day, that, you know, they're saying that they're going to sue them for not playing. When they didn't make provisions for them to be picked up, nothing happened.
Well, as I said, we'll wait for the investigation for CAF. Some are asking that Libya should be suspended from the playoffs. Let me take a few calls. Lucky, thanks for calling. You're live. Good morning, Lucky.
Good morning.
Morning. Go ahead, please.
I feel that the Libyans are annoyed with Nigeria. You see? Can you hear me, please?
Yes, we can hear you very quickly.
On that day of the match, what I feel that gets them annoyed, on that day of the match, the referee, they gave 7 minutes extra time. 7 minutes extra time. But what happened is that the referee ended the match 5 minutes before the 7 minutes. So they were all get angry. They were not happy. So they're using this avenue to embarrass us back. They were not happy. That the referee was cheating on them.
They felt the referee cheated.
Yeah, they cheated. That the match was cut off 5 minutes from 7 minutes extra time they gave to them.
Right.
So I felt that they want to use this one to embarrass us as well.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. So that's a possibility. We don't know. So we'll wait because this news is still fresh. So we'll give it another 1 day or so and to hear from the Nigerian government, hear from the Libyan government, and hear from the aviation sector there and see exactly what happened. But let us park Libya for a second and go back to what do we do to ourselves? Imagine this was just a generalization of, like, these are Nigerians. You can treat them in anyhow you choose. How do we put ourselves in this situation? What do we see about ourselves outside that people see? How do we regard ourselves outside that will make a foreigner look down on us in any of their nations? We get that all the time. Our passport, how it's regarded, people just assume that we're all terrorists, or we are all thieves, or we are all drug addicts or scammers. So how do we put ourselves in this, and how can we begin to change that thinking, that perceptive, and that narrative?
Is it the narrative about Nigeria?
Before I let you speak, let me take this call. Jeffrey? Oh, Godfrey. You're live. We lost that call. Go ahead.
Oh, so sorry. So the narrative about Nigerians is not good. And I was giving an example yesterday when doing Monday meeting with my team, and I said that according to the Bible story about the 12 spies, that 10 said we are like grasshoppers in our eyes, and that's how we were in their eyes. But 2 that looked at themselves in the same situation and felt we can go in and take the country, they won. Sometimes we need to watch what we say about ourselves, and many times we always talk about ourselves, we talk about our country from the lens of disappointment, from the lens of no good can happen from Nigeria, from the lens of this is horrible. And the same, it thrives, like it thrives, and it gets everywhere. People see us and that's what they see. But the biggest scam and internet fraud being happening in the world is happening from the Asian side of the world. But they are still respected, they are still regarded on like the way Nigerians get treated. So I feel that sometimes we as a country need to decide, and that's why I'm hoping that this new DG of National Orientation Agency would actually use the office to truly push the narrative of that we are great people, of who we are, because the American dream was sold to the world. And even though when you get to the America and you see the reality of what is on ground, it is still a perception. Somebody wanted to write an exam, and they said to qualify for medicine and nursing, the cutoff mark was so high above dentistry and pharmacy. And lady was like, oh, let me go and do nursing. I said, why? I said, because they sold you a dream that nurses abroad earn money. But let's check it. So we went on Google and realized that pharmacists earn more money even than those that are nurses, that dentists earn more money even more than doctors, and they have more life balance because they can go home at the time and they earn more than most doctors. So I now asked, I said, so why exactly do you want to do nursing? Because online, everybody is saying
what has been sold.
And the cutoff mark rose. So what we say affects how we feel. It affects how they will write exams. So because cutoff mark for nursing is now higher than dentistry, is higher than pharmacy. Why? Why is the cutoff mark? Because everybody is rushing for nursing. So you increase the cutoff mark. That's the way they look at Nigeria. If you tell everybody that you cannot talk to us anyhow, do you know who you are? Do you know who I am?
Thank you,
they'll start looking at you and looking at you differently.
Let me take this call from Matthew. He's been holding. Good morning, Matthew. Thanks for calling.
Hello?
Good morning. You're live.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. Go ahead, please. Stop listening to the TV. Listen to me directly. Go ahead. I can hear you. Go ahead. Yes.
Yes. Nigeria is still there for we to have value for each other. Yeah. Yeah. For we to have value, we need to accept that we need to give us this respect, accept esteem as a country. Because I don't know if it's about any time we as citizens are involved in one of the things, our government will take the right step, which is stand up and fight. Stand up and save your people. Because this kind of situation that are going to happen to be for other countries. I know by now, within that 15 hours, the government will have.
I can't hear him. I'm sure maybe our viewers can hear you. I couldn't hear you. Let me go on a very short break. When we come back, we continue this conversation. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Thanks for staying with us. We're still discussing the issue that happened in Libya, although we have reports that the president of the Libyan Football Authority had resigned, and the decision was taken on Sunday, and it's all part of the relation. It's all related to the issues around what happened to the Super Eagles. But I was going to come to you, Amaka, because we were discussing before the break what Nigerians do to put us in a situation whereby we are internationally disrespected. So,
Nigerians, we're loud people, Even, we have so much energy, the way we talk, the way we say, everything about us is extra, is loud. And then we really have opinions. Post something on social media, Instagram, anything, and then you see people are always willing to share their opinions. So we are very, upfront to share opinions. And most times those opinions are not nice. we're too quick to speak, to talk, without actually taking time to sieve the conversation, to sieve the narrative, to you know, take accountability for how our opinions, you know, how other people are going to perceive it. So this is the same line in how we brand our country. And then, you know, like you said, we need to really rebrand the narrative of Nigeria. How you carry yourself is how people perceive you. Yes, we have, so we come off as having superiority complex as a nation, right? Yes, and then most times people don't like that. I don't think you want to be friends with someone that has superiority complex that always makes you feel like that you're lesser. So automatically there's a hate, there's a dislike, there's resentment because you're constantly putting other people on the defense. And Nigerians, we are good at doing that. Right? So it's okay to have confidence, but then having a superiority complex is a different case altogether. And we suffer from that. We're too quick to share opinions without actually saving those opinions or bragging for bragging's sake. So that also is the reason why other people don't like us.
But you see, there's a spark in Nigerian brings to every conversation. There's a spark in Nigerian brings to every situation. We have some amazing ideas. People respect us and regard us in their own little ways. But outside, we don't appreciate ourselves. We always condemn ourselves. I mean, going back to the report, I just got the report now that about the pilot who you said that was taken away separately. He was saying that he tried to reconfirm 8 times from the authorities that should I divert, and he kept saying divert. He said, I don't have enough fuel, I'm going to put me in trouble. He said, listen, and you need to divert. And now the president has resigned. So do you think, hopefully, our pressure or our resistance to what they did is already yielding fruit from what is done so far? Or do you think
I want to think so. I also believe that beyond Libya as a country, though, Libya as a country is not there are challenges within the Libyan structure that they've shown a lot of disrespect across different, not even just Nigeria alone, even other countries. However, this is not about Libyan government. This is about the Football Federation. So the judgment is not based on what Libya thinks. The judgment is based on Libya is trying to play in the African Championship. For you to do that, you must abide by CAF regulations. So my expectation is that the Libyan football team, the Libyan Football Federation, will be judged by CAF for what they did. And the response from CAF, so maybe the president of the federation has resigned. Good, that's a personal decision out of self-respect for himself, not waiting for them to come and chastise him. But the government, the CAF institution itself should also provide disciplinary measures so that things like this don't happen. Because once somebody gets away with it, it now becomes norm that somebody can say, I beef you, my country does not like this country, and the country is coming to my place to play. In the spirit of fair play, any visitor you are getting, you will treat the person well.
Let me wrap up this matter, because the truth is that, I think we'll just wait to see Nigeria's response to this, now that we've seen what Libya's government is doing. But I would like to end with this message I saw from Ali Baba's page. I saw it yesterday, and I thought it was very apt, and I think it's apt for this conversation. So to every Libyan that is watching your view, or if you live in Libya, send it to them, let them know, just in case, not even only Libyans, to every non-Nigerian that might watch this show, let me give you an idea of who a Nigerian is. And I'm taking this from Ali Baba's page. He says that we dominate. Nigerians, we dominate. We complement. If you're good to us, we compliment you. We add value. We surpass expectations. Nigerians, we are accommodating. Nigerians, we are unique. Nigerians, we are gold medalists. We are inspiring. We are undying. We are productive. And we are disruptive sometimes. But me and now added one that I think is very profound. We are unmistakable. When you see us, you know we are there. That is all we can take on this segment. Amaka wanted to add something.
Yeah, I wanted to add something, that you see the way Nigerians, the way the football coach resigned immediately by taking accountability for something that happened. I wish that Nigerians
don't concern our Gary.
No,
Amaka, we are trying to fail the group.
Including
Amaka,
me. Let us take accountability.
We'll abuse ourselves another day.
Not today.
Every day we yab ourselves. Every day we criticize us. We know our issues.
But not
Today is
today.
not today. We'll say that one tomorrow.
Can I celebrate?
We are amazing.
Yeah.
Can we
Yes.
celebrate our Super Eagles that they kept their spirits up?
Yes.
You know, they came back and they were
Jubilate,
they were jubilated. Like, we're okay, we are happy, we're still going to go back, we're still going, our goal is clear that we're going to get into the African Championship. So I love that about the resilient spirit of Nigerians.
Yes, that's
Don't agree for anybody 2024.
Let's go on a short break. When we come back, we continue with the show. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.